eNCA reporter Moloko Moloto is following developments there, and he joins us with the latest. Moloko, of course, you know, Dukwana, now the chairperson there in the Free State, chairperson of the ANC. Another contender that I thought was maybe going to vie for the chairperson position was, of course, Thabo Manyoni, but then he was vying for deputy chairperson, and he lost there as well. Very interesting for me because I thought he was one of the top contenders. But yeah, tell us what the latest is there from your side.
Oh, yes, you are correct indeed. Leading to this conference, the former executive mayor of Mangaung, Thabo Manyoni, was gunning for the top position, but he decided to team up with the Premier, Sissi Ntombela, to contest for the position of deputy chairperson. And of course, as matters stand, the position actually went to, I beg pardon, I forget the person who is now the deputy chairperson of the ANC, but he was contesting on the slate of Dukwana. But let me speak to Kina Lemang Mohali. She was contesting for the position of deputy secretary and she lost. Ma'am, thank you so much. What is your reaction to the outcomes?
Thank you very much, Moloko, and good afternoon to your viewers. Well, first of all, let us congratulate the ANC members who came to the conference, who conducted themselves with the utmost discipline and respect to the organization. The top 5 has been voted by the members of the ANC, and as disciplined members who have grown into the organization, who have learned the culture of the organization, we have no option but to subject ourselves to the democracy of the organization. So from where we are saying members of the ANC have spoken, and ours is to rally behind them and ensure that we rebuild the ANC in the Free State.
Yeah, I want to ask you about one of the issues that we always talk about, the issue of gender representativity. Yet again, we continue to see in this particular top 5, the woman who is there, the first one is deputizing, and the other one is treasurer. We don't see, it's as if that members of the ANC are not ready to be led, particularly at the most senior position of either president or chairperson at the provincial level. They don't seem to be ready to be led by women.
Well, unfortunately, that is the limitation with the ANC today. When we started the campaign of Sissi Ntombela to become chairperson of the ANC, we knew that it was not going to be an easy battle, simply because you don't find women being supported when they contest for higher positions. The ANC is still patriarchal in a sense that we are comfortable with having women as deputies and treasurers instead of giving them senior positions of chairperson, of secretary. So when we started this campaign, we knew that it was not going to be easy. In fact, we were not expecting it to win, because we knew that amongst people who are not going to support the name of Sissi Ntombela are women themselves, because they lack confidence in their ability to be leaders.
Yeah. A short while ago, I heard the former coordinator, a position that's equivalent to provincial secretary, Mr. Pasika Nompondo, as he was addressing some of the delegates here after the announcement of the results and urging them not to walk out of the conference, saying, go back, let's all go back and participate and make sure that we are all active in all the programs of this. How important is it? Because one would have thought people who lost would just walk out and go and regroup, and new slate is formed even before the next provincial conference is held. What would be your role in the main as people who lost in that treasury plenary?
Okay. ANC is a democratic organization. Positions are contested in the organization, and those that get more confidence from branches will emerge. us losing the conference does not mean that we have less to offer to the organization. We still have a lot to offer to the organization. And us losing does not mean that we are the worst or we are not the best, but it simply says branches had preference. So I agree with the coordinator, the former coordinator, that we still have a role to play in the organization, and ANC is our home. We don't have any other home except the ANC. It is our duty to build the ANC.
Kinalema Mohale, she contested for the position of Deputy Secretary. Just going to ask my colleague Mohammed to now focus on Lindiwe Makhalema. She was until today a member of the interim provincial committee of the ANC. The journey that you guys had begun to rebuild and renew the ANC branches in the Free State, how would you, in terms of an assessment, do you think you have achieved that?
Thank you. Let me take this opportunity to greet your viewers. I think when we were appointed as IPC by the National Executive Committee of African National Congress, it gives us an opportunity to rebuild, unite, and renew the African National Congress in Free State. I think it's one of the critical mandates. When we see what is happening today, I know most of the time people think that the unity of the organization is when two comrades, when we disagree, when they are agreeing, they refer as the unity of the organization. But in terms of the ANC context, is that where we were disagreeing as members of the ANC, like what is happening today, we are at the conference where the leadership at the level of the officials has been appointed. It's where you see the unity of the organization, the unity of purpose.
But leading to this conference, you guys were literally on each other's throats. People were arrested trying to one would argue, causing commotion in front of this particular conference venue. Others, ANC members, disrupted the registration process. How are you going to win those people over? Because those are the people who were unhappy and they thought that the conference was being rigged. How are you going to convince them to rally behind the newly elected leaders?
The processes of the ANC, it's internal processes. I think the organization is big to handle its challenges. I think those comrades who will not be or who are not satisfied about the processes, they will be able to take up with the proper channels of the organization, because our organization do have the processes.
You supported Premier Sisintombela to become chairperson of the ANC here. She lost. Do you support Dukwana and those who are elected with him?
She's not lost, but the organization has renewed its mandate by electing Comrade Dukwana as chairperson. You'll remember we had a campaign in 2017 where we were campaigning for Dr. Nkosazana Zuma to be president of the country. We then take a decision that will not be able to achieve that if we are not be able to start at the provinces and region where women will be able to hold the strategic position of chairperson and secretaries. We were on that mission of ensuring that women do hold strategic position, and we must indicate women are capable and they have ability to lead the society.
Lindiwe Makhalema, thank you so much. I see Bongile Besani there. He doesn't want to speak to us. It's okay. We'll try him some other time. But my understanding is that these delegates will be going back to the plenary because while the announcement or the results of the top 5 leaders has been made, there's still a process to nominate the 30 additional members who, upon election, will be members of the Provincial Executive Committee. The president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, we understand is going to be closing this particular conference. And when you see people like Bongile Besane, who is an NEC member and also working in the office of the ANC president, and the level of heightened security around here, it confirms that the ANC president is possibly closer to arriving here and deliver closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Moloko Moloto there in the Free State, covering the ANC provincial conference for us.